Before we begin, if you want to face life after 80 with strength, dignity, and clarity, take a second right now to subscribe and turn on the bell icon, because what you're about to hear today is something most people wish they had known earlier. Now, let me ask you something. Has anyone ever told you the real truth about what happens after 80? Not the polite version, not the everything is fine version, but the honest one. Because life after 80 is not just about getting older. It's about facing changes that no one prepares you for. And if you don't understand these changes, they can catch you off guard, leave you confused, frustrated, and sometimes even lonely. But here's the good news. When you see these realities clearly, you can face them with strength, not fear. Let's start with something that many people feel, but rarely talk about. Your social world begins to shrink. At first, it happens slowly. A friend moves away. Someone stops calling. A familiar face disappears from your routine. And you tell yourself, that's just life. But over time, those small changes add up. The phone rings less. The invitations slow down. The conversations become fewer. And one day, you realize something. Your world has become quieter. Not because people don't care, but because life moves on. And after 80, you begin to outlive moments, places, and sometimes even people. That silence can feel heavy. But here's what matters. You don't wait for connection. You create it. A simple call, a short conversation, a small interaction. Because connection doesn't just happen anymore. You have to choose it. Now, let's talk about something even more personal. Your body changes in ways you can't ignore. When you're younger, your body recovers quickly. A small injury? You bounce back. A bad day? You feel better tomorrow. But after 80, it's different. Recovery slows down. A small issue can become something bigger. And the hardest part? It feels unpredictable. You might feel fine one day and completely different the next. And that can be frustrating because you're doing your best, but your body is playing by new rules. And that's something most people struggle to accept. But here's the shift. Instead of fighting your body, you start respecting it. You move with awareness. You rest with purpose. You listen more carefully. Because strength after 80 is not about pushing harder. It's about understanding deeper. Now let's go to something that's even harder to accept. Needing help. This is one of the biggest emotional shifts. Because for most of your life, you were the one helping others. You were strong, independent, reliable. And now, things begin to change. You hesitate before climbing something. You think twice before lifting something heavy. You consider asking for help. But something inside resists. Because it feels like losing independence. But here's the truth. Accepting help is not weakness. It's wisdom. Because real independence after 80 is not about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to protect yourself. And sometimes, that means letting someone help you. Now pause for a moment. Think about your own life. Have you noticed your circle getting smaller? Your body feeling different? Moments where you needed help, but didn't ask? Because these are not random experiences. They are part of a deeper shift. One that requires awareness and strength. Let's continue. Because now we're going to talk about the realities that are hardest to explain. But once you feel them, you can't ignore them. Let's start with something that many people experience, but rarely say out loud. Feeling invisible. It doesn't happen overnight. It's subtle. You're in a conversation, but people talk past you. You're in a store, but the attention goes to someone younger. You're in a room, but no one asks your opinion. And slowly, you begin to feel like you're fading into the background. Not because you've lost your voice, but because the world has stopped listening. And that can hurt, because you've lived a full life. You've built things, experienced things, survived things, and yet, you feel unseen. But here's something powerful. Your value doesn't disappear. Just because attention shifts, you don't need permission to be heard. You speak. You share your thoughts. You tell your stories. You stay present. Because your voice still matters. And the more you use it, the more you remind the world, you are still here. Now let's talk about something deeper. Regret. After 80, life slows down. And with that, comes time to think, to reflect, to remember, and sometimes to question, what if I had done things differently? Why didn't I take that chance? I wish I had said this or done that. These thoughts can feel heavy because now time feels different. But here's the truth. Regret is not the problem. Staying stuck in it is. Because even now, you still have something powerful, the present moment. And purpose doesn't end with age. It changes. Maybe you're not building a career anymore, but you can build connection. You can share wisdom. You can create meaning in simple ways. A conversation, a story, a moment of kindness. These things matter more than you realize. Now imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, and instead of thinking about what you didn't do, you focus on what you can still do. That shift changes everything. Now let's bring everything together. Because what we've talked about today is not easy. It's real. It's honest. It's something most people avoid talking about. But facing it gives you power. Because life after 80 is not about avoiding change. It's about meeting it with awareness. Your circle may shrink, but your connections can deepen. Your body may slow, but your wisdom grows. You may need help, but that doesn't take away your strength. You may feel invisible, but your voice still matters. You may feel regret, but you still have purpose. And that's the truth most people miss. This stage of life is not the end of meaning. It's a different kind of meaning, a quieter one, a deeper one that doesn't need approval, or recognition, or noise. It just needs presence. Now let me ask you one final question. How do you want to live this chapter? Because you still have a choice. To stay connected, to stay engaged, to stay alive. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Because the people who live the longest are not the ones who avoid aging. They are the ones who stay connected to life, even as it changes. So don't fade. Don't disappear quietly. Stay present. Stay involved. Stay you. Because your story is not over. It's just deeper now. Thanks for watching.